Hey everyone, Clacker7 here, and today I'm going to be showing you my vinyl and CD collection. While it is true that I play games and do YouTube most of the time, I also collect vinyl records and CDs as well as physical media, DVDs, you know, and physical games. So, so without further ado, let's get let's begin. We're gonna start with the records. First one I have is Crash by Dave Matthews Band. This is my first album of his. He piqued my interest. My favorite songs on this album are So Much to Say, probably Say Goodbye. I definitely Say Goodbye. Proudest Monkey, and probably Too Much. Yeah. So yeah. AB by Kaleo. This one, hold on. I got this at my local record store. Oh, I'm gonna be saying that every time, but this one my brother got for me as a gift because he was in another state for college. But but other than that, I like this album. My favorite tracks on this album are No Good, Way Down We Go, Glass House, All the Pretty Girls, Automobile, and my apologies for pronouncing this track because it's in foreign language. Vor Vaglaskogi. I actually like that track, regardless of its language, but yeah. Next up, Come Around Sundown by Kings of Leon. This one I got at a record store in Orlando, Park Avenue CDs. My favorite tracks on this album are this is my least favorite Kings of Leon album so far, but that doesn't mean I don't like it at all. I love it, but a bit less than the others. But my favorites are Radioactive, Pyro, which is also my favorite Kings of Leon song. The Immortals, Back Down South, No Money, and Pony Up. Yeah. So yeah. Mechanical Bull by Kings of Leon. I got this for my 18th birthday. My favorite tracks are Beautiful War, Temple, Wait for Me, Family Tree, Tonight, and Coming Back Again. 2013 was such a year for music, and I feel like this would have signaled, this would have popularized it, but I'm just saying because that's just an excuse for me to get this album more attention. But Only by the Night by Kings of Leon. My favorites are Crawl, You Somebody, Manhattan, Revelry, and Notion. This is my first album that I've listened to, like, for my music journey, where I listen to albums as a whole. Yeah. Walls by Kings of Leon from Park Avenue CDs. I actually got Only by the Night from Discogs. This one's from Park Avenue. Favorites are Waste a Moment, Around the World, Over Muchacho, Conversation Piece, and Wild. Wild is one of my, it's probably like in my top 5 Kings of Leon songs, and this is probably my favorite Kings of Leon album, along with Mechanical Bull. But yeah. Nirvana, Nevermind. Little Bird, I know personally got me this for my 15th birthday, and this is on black vinyl because I originally wanted the silver Target exclusive, but she didn't know that, so she bought the basic black vinyl version. Favorites are Smells Like Teen Spirit, Come As You Are, Breed, Poly, Territorial Pissings, and probably Something in a Way. Automatic for the People by REM. This is my second favorite album of theirs. My favorites are Drive, The Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight, Everybody Hurts, New Orleans Instrumental Number 1, Sweetness Follows, Monty Got a Raw Deal, and Ignoreland. Best 6-track, consecutive 6-track run for me. Actually, probably not, but yeah. Maybe not, but Document by REM. This is an original pressing that I bought on Discogs. Automatic for the people I bought on Discogs. From Barnes & Noble, yeah. But, yeah. Favorites on this album are Finest Work Song, Welcome to the Occupation, Exhuming McCarthy, Disturbance at the Heron House, It's the End of the World as We Know It and I Feel Fine, The One I Love, and Lightning Hopkins. My favorite album of theirs from the IRS era. Monster by REM, my favorite REM album, and probably my favorite overall, but it's probably not my favorite, but it's one of them, but which I'll explain later. But favorites are What's the Frequency, Kenneth, Crushed with Eyeliner, I Don't Sleep, I Dream, Star 69, my favorite off this album. Strange Currencies, Bang and Blame, I Took Your Name, Let Me In, and Circus Envy. So good. I got that at my local record store, and so I did with this. And the same is for this. Radiohead, Kid A. My favorite Radiohead album. Probably along with In Rainbows, because when I first listened to In Rainbows, it was so good. But my favorites are Everything in Its Right Place, The National Anthem, Tree Fingers, Optimistic, which is my favorite all-time Radiohead song, In Limbo, Idiotic, Morning Bell, and Motion Picture Soundtrack. I consider this an unofficial greatest hits. I also have one of the inner sleeves of it framed along with the others. Red Hot Chili Peppers Greatest Hits. Now, my favorites are, I got this at my local record store, Under the Bridge, Give It Away, Californication, Scar Tissue, Soul to Squeeze, By the Way, Parallel Universe, My Friends, Higher Ground, Road Trippin', and Save the Population are my favorites. So yeah, Stadium Arcadium, I got this for my 14th birthday. Truly a beast of an album. I like the Marside because of the amount of tracks I'm about to mention, but favorites are Danny California, Snow, Heyo, probably the title track, especially in Michigan, Warlocks. Warlocks deserves more recognition than it should. Come On Girl, and Wet Sand, of course. For the Marside, Tell Me Baby, Hard to Concentrate, 21st Century, She Looks to Me, Ready Made, If, the best song title, Make You Feel Better, Storm in a Teacup, We Believe, and Turn It Again are my favorites. Yeah. This was from a local record store, but yeah. Skillet Revolution. This is the only vinyl I have of them so far, because the others, Awake, Rise, and Unleash, are hard to find, which is infuriating, but this is the closest I could get my hands on. Showtime and All That Matters are my favorites so far. So yeah. And for the CDs, Odelay by Beck, I got this at a thrift store in Orlando. I listened to it with my brother Noah. It piqued my interest. But yeah, I like it. Discovery by Daft Punk. I also have this one on vinyl, which I forgot to mention. But yeah. I plan to listen to the whole thing again because Although I've watched Interstellar 5555, where its soundtrack comprises the entirety of it, I still plan to listen to it. But yeah, my favorites are actually my favorites on Odelay. Sorry for the interruption, but are Lord Only Knows, The New Pollution, Jack Award, Minus, and Ramshackle, along with the hidden track. But yeah, Daft Punk Discovery. I found this at a thrift store in the Fort Myers area, but favorites are Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, Night Vision, Something About Us, Voyager, and Face to Face. Dave Matthews Band, Crash. I bought this from my local record store, but yeah, so far my favorite of theirs. Yeah, Elevation Worship, Can You Imagine? This isn't my type of music, but we know it's good for the soul. Jet, Get Born. I happen to find this at my local library. Yeah, I like all the tracks. Actually, not all the tracks, but yeah. Favorites are Last Chance, Are You Gonna Be My Girl, Rollover DJ, Look What You've Done, Get What You Need, and Move On, and Come Around Again. But yeah, it's the same band that's saying, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? But yeah. Aha, Shake Heartbreak by Kings of Leon from my local record store. I listened to this album with the family, and it's good. It may not be my favorite Kings of Leon album, but it doesn't matter. Something in the tray. A thank you letter with a picture of the Kings as kids. How cute. Favorites are Pistol of Fire, The Bucket, Four Kicks, and probably Taper Jean Girl. But yeah. Here. Okay. Come Around Sundown by Kings of Leon at Park Avenue CDs. Yeah. Mechanical Bull by Kings of Leon. I eBayed this. It's one of my favorites from them. Again. Only by the Night by Kings of Leon. I bought this at Barnes & Noble. It's the first CD I bought. And the first album I listened to. Again. Yeah. Korn, Life is Peachy. I got this at Park Avenue CDs along with the Walls vinyl. And yeah, along with the Walls vinyl. Yeah. So far, my favorite Korn album. My favorites are Twist, Chi or Kai, Lost, Track 5, I know. Good God, No Place to Hide, and A Word Itch. Minutes to Midnight by Linkin Park. So far, my favorite album of theirs, probably because I do like Hybrid Theory, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking of getting it on vinyl. This may be a close second. I don't know, but it's here to stay. Overexposed by Maroon 5. This was one of the first. Maroon 5 was the first concert that I've been to. Oh wait. Actually, I got this at a Barnes and Noble in Orlando. But yeah, I found this at a library, one of my local libraries. But yeah, favorites are Payphone, Daylight, probably Daylight, Lucky Strike. But yeah, even though I don't like much of it, I'm still gonna keep it because for nostalgia. But you know, Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20. Found this at my local record store. Real World, Long Day 3 a.m., Argue, and Shame are my favorites. Yeah. Automatic for the People by REM. Bought this at a record store in Fort Myers. But I wanted to get the initial pressings with the yellow tray, but I feel like I like this more because the tray matches it more, even though colored trays weren't a thing back then. Even though this was pressed just before colored CDs were a thing. Document by REM. Bought this at a local record store in Fort Myers. But yeah. Monster by REM. Bought this at my local record store. Sorry. Hopefully it's okay. What I like about it is that it has the orange tray, which is one of the initial pressings of it. So yeah, it was a big cut because my brother came in here. But if you happen to find this and it's your favorite REM album, get it with the orange tray. It's sought after. A lot of people want to get their hands on one. But Out of Time by REM. This one I like. My favorites are Radio Song, Losing My Religion, Low, Endgame, and unfortunately, Shiny Happy People. Yep. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication. What did I get? Okay. I got Out of Time from Park Avenue CDs, but I got this at my local Barnes and Noble. This is my third favorite album of theirs. I like Around the World. Favorites are Around the World, Parallel Universe, Scar Tissue, Get on Top, Californication, Porcelain, This Velvet Glove, probably Purple Stain, and Road Trippin'. I want to get By the Way on CD and vinyl because although I listen to the former format more than the latter, I still like vinyl, even though I know I said I was gonna, speaking of By the Way, I know I said I was gonna do it for a YouTube video, but I didn't feel like doing it, so I'm gonna do the getaway for a reaction video. Stay tuned. Give it a greatest hits CD. From Barnes and Noble. This one I bought on Discogs. If you happen to find a CD with a DVD, pick it up. I suggest that. But yeah. Stadium Arcadium CD. I eBayed this and I kind of feel like I want to buy the reissue in a jewel case, but yeah, still a beast of an album. Awake by Skillet. I bought this from a record store in New Orleans called Nola Mix Records. I bought it along with Rise, which will be the very next record I'm going to show you. Favorite tracks here are Hero, which is my favorite Skillet song. Monster. Actually, Hero, I'm not sure about Hero because although it's one of my favorites, and it's the next one, one of the next ones I'm going to mention will will not be Hero, but yeah. My favorites are Hero, Monster, Awaken Alive, It's Not Me, It's You, Should've When You Could've, Believe, and Never Surrender. Rise, I bought this along with Awake, of course. But favorite tracks are Rise, Sick of It, Good to Be Alive, Circus for a Psycho, which is my favorite Skillet song, I guess. Fire and Fury, My Religion, and Hard to Find. And last but not least, Unleashed Beyond by Skillet. Now, this is my favorite Skillet album. But yeah. Favorite tracks are Feel Invincible, Back from the Dead, Stars, Famous, Lions, Burn It Down, probably watching for comments, Savers of the World, and Resistance. Not many people like this album, but personally, I love this album. It's probably my favorite album of all time, but yeah, that's everything for this collection. So, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. And stay fresh.